Hey everyone, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here. Hope you all had a great weekend. If you are a new viewer to this YouTube channel and you haven't done so already, please make sure you don't forget to click that subscribe button down below. Subscribe to the channel. It really shows your support for the content that I'm doing. It really does help in terms of growing the channel. And also I'd like to thank those who have recently subscribed to the channel as well. It's really much appreciated. And also don't forget to like this video, click the thumbs up on the video, and share the video as well. But yeah, this is going to be my round 25 review and player ratings for the NRL clash between the New Zealand Warriors, the One New Zealand Warriors, and the Manly Maroon Seagulls, which was played last Friday night at Daniel Anderson Stadium. That's right, not Go Meter Stadium, not Mount Smart. Daniel Anderson was named after former Warriors coach who tragically had an incident happen on the north coast in New South Wales last year, where he was bodyboarding, and a wave unfortunately took him, and he has suffered a spinal injury, which has left him in a wheelchair at the moment, which hopefully all things can get better for him, and he has a speedy recovery, and and the Warriors did a very good thing there, the club, by naming the stadium after him. And we know the history. Daniel Anderson, being the coach, he took the Warriors to the minor premiership in 2002, and he was, I think he was one of the Warriors' successful coaches, even though we didn't win a premiership. So a lot of players had huge regards for him, and and the club did a great thing by naming the stadium after him, and the sponsors giving up the naming rights as well, and also some fundraising as well happened, and the old boys were there as well. Some of the former players as well were there at the game. But in regards to this game, Warriors looking for 6 wins in a row. Manly were looking to keep their mathematical finals hopes alive. But the way this game started wasn't great for the Warriors, because 15 seconds into this game, straight off the kickoff there, Wade Egan with a pass to Bunty Afoe, and Bunty Afoe knocks the ball on, and it's not an ideal way to start this game. And Manly make the most of that opportunity. It was Jake Arthur who beats 2 players to go over and gets the opening try of this game. 3 minutes in, Manly leads 6 points to 0. The Warriors do hit back in the 7th minute there with quick hands from Shaun Johnson, passes it to lock and captain Tohu Harris, and he goes over to score the try, and the Warriors are locked it up at 6-all. In the 11th minute, again, Tohu Harris and Shaun Johnson combining with C&K, Chance Nickel-Klugstad, and Rocco Berry with a tip-on pass to Dallin Watene-Zelezniak. DWZ goes over to score his 19th try of the NRL season, and he continues to climb up the top of the try scorers list. Warriors take a 10 points to 6 lead, and I've got to say that play by Rocco Berry was outstanding, and boy, he has really involved himself in quite a few tries over the past couple of weeks, and he continues to show that improvement. And me and Hold the Ball, shout out to him, we're massive fans of Rocco Berry since coming in. Since coming into the grades, and he's had a bit of a rough patch. He's not been able to get regular first grade chances, but I think over the past couple of weeks he's really taken those chances with both hands. So and it continues to get better, and I'm sure he will get better over the next couple of weeks and in the next few years. But great stuff there by Berry, great play, and the Warriors take the lead there, 10 points to 8. Now, the 18th minute there, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, he goes over again, and this time he's not scoring in the left-hand corner and diving over the try line. He's actually beating a few players, beating a few defenders, and that was awesome to see. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak was great individual work there by him to get that try, and it was his 20th try of the season. The Warriors stretched their lead out to 16 points to 6. At that point, Manly were doing very well to stay in the game, and I was thinking to myself, once the Warriors found the attacking rhythm, which they started to do, I was thinking, can Manly hang with the Warriors? But to their credit, they do hit back here in the 19th minute. And it was a try to Jason Sabb there. And Adam Pompey and Marcelo Montoya. Our left side has been, it's a bit of a worry getting caught out defensively the past couple of weeks, especially against the teams that are in the top 8, which is very concerning and something we need to look at and improve before the final series gets underway. Because if we get caught out like that defensively, it's going to be alarm bells ringing, is it, for sure? And it's something we need to look at and step up and improve moving forward. And left side edges, which is a real concern there. But Manly, they hit back. They're back in this game, 16-10, back in the contest. And then again, speaking of the left side, it's again that side again which takes a hit. And another try to Jason Sub, and he gets a second try of this game. And DCE and Garrick fully involved in the play there, and it's 16-all. Manly locked up in this game. Now, the 39th minute. Now, this was a bit controversial in my opinion. And, some people may disagree with me, and Manly fans will definitely disagree with me on this one. But, this one here. Try to Jason Sabb here in the left-hand corner. Now, on replay, and when I was watching this game back for the second time to do this review, Haumole Olakau'atu, his hand touches the ball. Obviously, DC makes a pass there, and they say on field it goes back. It goes back, and it doesn't touch Haumole Olakau'atu. So the referee on field says it's a try. Now, they do go up and check it, have a look at it, and they clear it. Now, personally for me, if it touches Haumole Olakau'atu's elbow, it really should have been no try. It should have been no try in my opinion. But that's what I personally think. But it was given. So 22 points to 16. It was a try, big try right on half time, because it gave Manly the confidence, going to the sheds. And at half time, Manly led 22 points to 16. Now, in the second half, it was the 50th minute there where a try to Darlin Watini-Zelezniak was scored, and it was his third try of this game. That's right, his hat-trick. Great work there by C&K there. Chancellor McClugstad leading into the play, and it's locked up at 22-all. Now, it was locked up for quite a while, actually, 22-all for quite a while. And then... DCE tried to go for a field goal to get a 1-point lead. The Warriors charged down. Cherry Evans. And then the biggest, probably, moment of the game. It was a huge moment. And a lot of people say this is the most controversial moment of this game. Now, going off the replay, it was C&K who made a tackle mid-air on Ruben Garrick. Now, a lot of people are saying that this should have been a penalty. Now, look, some people are going to call me one-eyed and biased, and fair enough, I understand that, because I'm a Warriors fan. Of course, I'm going to, defend a Warriors player. But if you're going to look at the rules, now, on the rules, it's a bounce ball, right? It's a bounce ball. And, the Warriors did a great job defending that play. That Cherry Evans looked like he was going to get a field goal. He was going for it to give them that advantage. C&K rushes up and makes the tackle in the air. It was a tackle mid-air on Garrick. And, on replay, I can understand. It looks dangerous because his legs... You can see he's taking out his legs. But the referee on field actually called it a knock-on to Manly. And then he goes over and explains the rule to Cherry Evans and Tohu Harris. He gives a great explanation, I thought, Todd Smith, the referee there, Although I do think Todd Smith had a few decisions which went against both teams throughout this game, but he did a great job explaining the call. And he says it's a knock on Manly and it's a Warriors ball. But yeah, from that point on, I can understand the frustrations from Manly fans, and it's a strange rule and it's bizarre, and I get it, I understand that, but look, I mean, if you're gonna call that a penalty, then I don't, it'd be ridiculous in itself. But in the end, that call really did not cost Manly the game. It did not cost me the call. That call did not cost Manly the game. The 72nd minute now, so there was a try there to Murata Niokore, and the Warriors take back the lead at 26-22. And what a try there by Murata Niokore. It was an awesome try, and he was playing out of position as well. You got to remember as well in that play. So, great effort there by Murata Niokore to get the Warriors that try, to get back in front, 26-22, with only a few minutes to go before full time. A difficult kick for Adam Pompey to get. Pompey actually did an alright job there with the goal kicking. Sean Johnson obviously the past couple of weeks hasn't been doing the goal kicking, and Pompey's doing a reasonable job there. And difficult kick, and he got it actually, he converted it and made it 28-22. It was massive kick, really massive, and it stretched the Warriors' lead out to 28-22. But the next set the Warriors get, they got a penalty, and I think they got a 6 again from there on. And Sean Johnson, putting his hand up to go for a field goal, and he got it. It was an easy kick, really. It was well set up. Bit of a slow play, the ball there from Adam Whanuabuck leading into that field goal, but still the Warriors got that field goal to stretch the lead out to 29-22, and you're thinking, this pretty much wraps the game up. At least Manly can, get a short kickoff and get another try real quickly. But the Warriors win this game 29-22. That was the final score, and I've got to say, look, the past couple of weeks, the Warriors have had to do it real tough and difficult in a lot of the games. And look, I don't think we've been playing at our best since the bye. Don't get me wrong. I think our performances haven't been there. Obviously, look, I feel like we will have to step it up 100%, going into finals, because, if we play like we play, against the Panthers or the Broncos in the finals, we're just going to get beaten, and we know that, and I know that for sure. But a win's a win at the end of the day. It's not pretty. It's not a great performance. Our second half was a lot better. I felt our first half wasn't great, but defensively, we didn't get Manly any chances in the second half. We kept them scoreless. That's what the scoreboard showed at the end. So, Manly scored all their points in that first half, and second half they didn't score tries. So, look, I think you've also got to give credit to Manly as well. I thought Manly were courageous in their efforts. They came out there and they gave it a red hot crack, just like they did against Penrith, where they were playing a lot of attacking football. They were doing something real different to what they probably would do usually. And they pretty much did the similar game plan against the Warriors, and it almost paid off for them in getting a result. But I want to say to Manly and their supporters, a great game, great effort. You should all be very proud of your team and the effort you put in. You could have easily gone down to the Warriors and New Zealand, the top four side. Could have got flogged, but you didn't. You gave it your best shot. And excuse me, sorry about that. But Manly, made a difficult game for us, and I wasn't expecting an easy game, and that's what we didn't get. We got a tough, very tough game, and So in regards to the try scorers in this game, so Manly 5 tries, Manly 4 tries, sorry. 4 tries. Mind blank moment there. Sorry, guys. 4 tries to Manly scored. Warriors scored the 5 tries. Dylan Martinez and Lesniak with 3. 3 tries there. Tohu Harris, Marat and Niokore with Jake Arthur for Manly and 3 tries for Jason Sabb. He was great as well. You know, the wingers really had a great game, and Sabb and Dylan Martinez and Lesniak. Conversions, so Pompey had 4 from 5, Ruben Garrick 3 from 4, and Sean Johnson with 1 field goal. Now the stats in regards to the stats in this game. So Warriors had 54% of possession, Manly had 46%. Time in possession, Warriors 26 minutes and 33 seconds. Manly 23.51. So 23 minutes and 51 seconds. Completion rate, Warriors 80% with 36 out of 45. Manly 80% with 32 of 40. All runs, Warriors 182, Manly 178. And all running meters, Warriors 1,479 to Manly 1,317. Post-contact meters, Warriors made 388 and Manly made 378. Line breaks, Warriors 6, Manly 4. Tackle breaks, 26 to the Warriors. Manly made 31 tackle breaks, which is very interesting there. Kick return meters, Warriors made 132 and Manly made 119. Average play the ball speed, Warriors 3.93 seconds and Manly made 3.51 seconds. Offloads, 4 to the Warriors, 13 to Manly. Kick defusal percentage. Now, this has been a little bit down recently over the past couple of weeks for the Warriors, and 33% to the Warriors, Manly 71%, which is, something a bit of a concern there. And force dropouts, Warriors had 1 and Manly had 1, so 1 all in those stats. Tackles made, Warriors 289, Manly 338, and missed tackles, Warriors 31 missed tackles. Boy, that's quite a lot of tackles to miss, but Manly had 26 missed tackles as well. Errors, Warriors had 13 errors, Manly had 9. Penalties conceded, Warriors 7 and Manly 7, so 7 all. Now to my man of the match. So my 3, 2, 1. So my man of the match, my 1 will be my man of the match. So starting off with my 3, I've gone with Harris there, Tohu Harris. 2, I've gone with Adam Fanua-Blake. And number 1, my man of the match in this game was Dylan Martinez-Lesniak with those 3 tries and, a strong performance by the winger. So he gets my man of the match. Now looking into some standout players, and I'm going to look into their stats as well. So Chance Nua-Klukstad, C&K, all runs for 23, all running meters 183, post-contact meters 51, 1 line break assist, 1 try assist and 1 tackle break. Dylan Martinez-Lesniak, now he had 3 tries, 15 all runs, 173 all running meters, 26 post-contact meters, 3 line breaks, 6 tackle breaks in 1 offload. Adam Fanua-Blake, who continues to show why he is one of the best props in the game currently, and I know everyone's going to say Payne Haas and Daylight, and those particular supporters won't even agree with me, which is fine, but they will say that it's Payne Haas all day every day, but for me it's AFB personally. And look at the stats: 24 runs, 193 all running meters, 65 post-contact meters, 1 tackle break, 21 hit-ups, 3 offloads, and 20 tackles made. So it's not just the work he does with the meters he makes on the field, it's also the defensive side of his game as well is very strong, which is making those 20 tackles, which is, boy, his consistency continues to show. And Tohu Harris, again, I thought he was very strong, led the way as a captain does. All runs 18, all running meters 133, 42 post-contact meters, 1 line break, 5 tackle breaks, 16 hit-ups, and 36 tackles made. Murata Niokore, another one I thought was very strong. 1 try, 10 all runs, 99 all running meters, 18 post contact, 1 line break, 3 tackle breaks, and 27 tackles made there. So, looking into the top performing players according to the NRL.com, most tackles. So Tohu Harris led the way with 36 for the Warriors there. Most running means AFB, of course, with 193, and most line breaks with Dallin Watene-Zelezniak with 3 there. Now, those are the stats. So those are the stats out of the way there in regards to the player ratings now. So I do these player ratings every week. When I do a video or when I do a live review, I always do a player ratings, give my overall honest thoughts on the player and give a rating out of 10. So we'll start off with fullback there. Chance Nihukluk starts, C&K. Look, I'm going to give C&K here an 8 out of 10. I thought he was very strong in this game, and yeah, he's a player where, doesn't get a lot of accolades, but, has been a real important player for the Warriors this season, no doubt about it. And it was a good performance by C&K in this one against the Seagulls. So, for me, he gets an 8. Winger, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, and boy, DWZ is showing why he could be putting his hand up for the Winger of the Year for the Dally M Awards, and putting his name up for finishing as the top try scorer for the NRL this season, which, I'm sure not a lot of people would have thought going into this year especially. And, yeah, you've got to remember that he missed quite a few games at the start of the season as well. He had some injuries, and, yeah, you've got to remember he also had a stint in New South Wales Cup, which is crazy even to think now that he's now in contention to win the Winger of the Year award, and potentially a Dally M Winger of the Year award as well. But very strong performance, Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, 3 tries, a hat trick. What more can you say about the bloke? He was outstanding. 9 out of 10 for me for DWZ. Centres now, so got Rocco Berry here, and Rocco Berry I thought was very strong. I don't think he did a lot wrong in this game particularly. He also combined for that try to set up Dallin Watene-Zelezniak with that, with the pass that he made, which was awesome. He continues to show a lot of improvement over the past couple of weeks. And I know a lot of people love to bag out Rocco Berry, and I've always been a massive Rocco Berry from the start. Me and Hold the Ball shout to him as well, and we've always been huge fans of him, and a lot of people give Rocco Berry stick, and I think he, doesn't deserve it. I think, the fact that he hasn't played a lot of first grade, he's had injuries as well, and, that also hasn't helped, and that's why he's not consistently getting on the side, and that's why he's not getting a lot of regular game time, and he has over the past couple of weeks, and he's putting up his hand as well to potentially next year, keep that spot in the centre spot, and I think he should, personally. But, look, overall for me, Rocco Berry gets a 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10 for me for Berry. Adam Pompey. Now, Adam Pompey, who's a couple of months ago recently re-signed with the club, and, look, I think he's, have shown a bit of improvement. I think he has. I think he really has come out this year and proven me a bit wrong. Although I will say, still defensively, he's got some issues, which I think he needs to sort it out, just in my opinion. But, runs the ball pretty well, very strong. Goal kicking was a thing that he did in this game, and I think he did a solid job there, taking over from Johnson, who still isn't got over his, I think he's got a niggle injury at the moment, is why he's not kicking. So, overall, if you look at his performance, besides the one moment where he defensively got called out, look, actually, I think it was one moment. It was one moment, going back on what I watched on the replay and watching it live as well. So, Adam Pompey, for me, gets a 7 for me. I'm going to give him a 7, actually. 7 out of 10 for Adam Pompey. Marcelo Montoya now. Look, I really do love Marcelo Montoya. I'm always a big fan of him and what he brings to this team. Um, I'm not going to lie here and be completely honest. I don't think he's been playing well the past couple of weeks. I mean, he does a good job when he runs the ball, gives us plenty of meters as well as a winger, which is something we need. Excuse me. But yeah, in this game, I think he wasn't at his best. I don't think he was at his best here. So, look, honestly, I don't want to do it, but yeah, I'm going to give him a 5. I've got to just judge it off what I've seen in the game, and yeah, it wasn't his greatest performance. So, 5 out of 10 for me. But yeah, look, Marcelo Montoya, he's a player which always does a good job, but he's just over the past couple of weeks has not been his real best, to be fair. Now, Luke Metcalf. 5'8" for Luke Metcalf. Look, I think there was moments where Luke Metcalf looked very threatening and dangerous, and there was a moment where he could have scored a try as well. I think he could have also passed the ball. Sometimes in games where he doesn't pass the ball, and he also defensively can have some, moments. But look, I wouldn't say he was terrible, but I wouldn't say he stood out in this game. Overall, if I was given a rating here for Luke Metcalf, and I'm a massive fan of Luke Metcalf as well. I think he's a real talented player. Look, he hasn't played a lot of first grade as well, to be fair, and he's still biding his time as well. And it's not going to be a straightforward thing for him. So, look, I think it's just coming into the side for Tamari Martin. I think he's done a pretty reasonable job. And, for a player that's not played a lot of first grade. So, overall, I'm going to give Luke Metcalf here a 6.5 out of 10. Look, I think he was all right, solid. But, yeah, obviously still got some work to do. And there'll be a lot of debate around whether Tamari Martin comes back in because, Tamari Martin has been in training recently. And, we know at the start of the year, Tamari Martin was the halves pairing with Shaun Johnson. So it's going to be interesting to see what the club does leading into the finals, whether he stays in the side in the finals or do they bring Tamari Martin back. A lot of people say Tamari Martin should get back in the side, but right now, look, would you change the side right now leading to finals? I mean, the combination's already there, so I don't know. That's just my opinion. People will disagree with me, which is fine, but that's what I believe in. Yes, Tamari Martin's experience, I get that, but do you throw him in now over the next couple of weeks? He hasn't really played, first grade. So, interesting enough there. But, yeah, Metcalf 6.5 for me. Shaun Johnson, the halfback. And for me, look, Shaun Johnson gets a 7. I'm going to give Shaun Johnson a 7 out of 10 for me. Now, look, probably not his most influential game. He's had a lot of them this year. But he still did the job for the side. So, yeah, gets a 7 for me. Adam Fanua-Blake, the prop. And look, personally, in my opinion, the best prop in the game currently. And a lot of people will say it's, Payne Haas and Daylight. And, a lot of people don't give Adam Fanua-Blake a lot of credit. Which I don't get, personally. Look at the numbers he chunks up each week. And, yes, I get Payne Haas has been playing longer and that. And he's, it's been some years that he's been the most more consistent. But look, I think Fanua-Blake, if you look at what he's doing, I personally think he deserves prop of the year. And the numbers he keeps chalking up, and it's not, just the effort areas he brings, each week. I don't know why people don't give him enough credit as it is, but for me, again, Adam Fanua-Blake, continues to get a high rating from me each week, and he will win this game. 9 out of 10 for me, for AFB. Wade Egan now. So Wade Egan, I thought it was good. I thought he was, did some great work in this team. Unfortunately, I think he came off in the second half. I don't know what it was. I think it was an injury, or it was just I think it was just a precautionary, according to Andrew Webster in the press conference after the game. So, Yeah, that was interesting in itself. But for me overall, if I was giving a rating for Egan, I'm going to give him a 7. 7.5 out of 10 for me. Bunty Afoa. Now, this was his first game back, I believe, since playing a bit of New South Wales Cup. I believe he played a bit of New South Wales Cup last week, or was it previous week? Correct me if I'm wrong there in the comments. But yeah, I think this was a bit of a difficult, tough game from Bunty Afoa. I don't think he really played too well, actually, to be honest. Yeah, look, for me, I'll be completely honest in my opinions here, and I'll give him a 5. I'll give him a 5 for me, 5 out of 10 for Bunty. Jackson Ford in the second row. Yeah, look, Jackson Ford, I thought was solid. Overall, I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Marata Niokore, he scored that try, which gave us the go-ahead result in the win. Yeah, look, overall, Marata Niokore gets a 7 for me out of 10. Tohu Harris, the lock-in, the captain, gets a 8. An 8 out of 10. You know, Tohu Harris, boy, he's just consistent, hard-working forward, gets through the work, and boy, he never disappoints Harris. You know, he's leading the way. He's leading the way on the field with his actions as well. We know he's not a big talker, but boy, you know, he leads the way in terms of what he does on the field. Now to the bench now. So got the 14 role in Dylan Walker. Now Dylan Walker, I am actually going to give him a 7 out of 10 here. I thought Dylan Walker was very strong. Bailey Sirenen. And Bailey Sirenen, I'm going to give Bailey Sirenen a 6.5 out of 10. Josh Curran gets a 7 for me out of 10. And Freddie Lussick, I'm going to give Freddie here a 6 out of 10. So that is it. That's the player ratings. And yeah, that's my review for the Manly Warringah Seagulls versus New Zealand Warriors clash. Overall, look, you know, a win's a win. It's 2 points at the end of the day. Look, I will say this. I personally feel like we do need to step up our performances and improve going forward, because come finals time, when you got Penrith and Brisbane, you know, we're going to have to be a lot better. And I know we can. I know we will be. I know Webby will have this team ready. And I have full confidence we can still do something come finals time. And look, even from there on, look, regardless, you know, this year has been a success. Whatever happens from here, you know, that's personally what I feel. You know, even if we bomb out of the finals, and there will be people that come out and call us chokers if that happens, but that's not what I feel. I feel like even if we did bomb out of the finals, I feel, look, it's a great season, because you look at how this team's been going over the previous years, it's been tough times. And to be in a situation where we are at the moment is incredible. And to be in a position where we could finish in the top 4, top 3 on the ladder and have a home final, who would have thought that going into this year, which is crazy in itself. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. There's 2 more games to go until the regular season's over and we're heading to finals. You got the Dragons on Friday night at Go Media Stadium. It's a sold-out game as well. Another sold-out game. So huge shout-out to the Warriors supporters who continue to get behind this team. And yeah, they're getting their money's worth with the way this team's going at the moment. But awesome stuff. And then we got the Dolphins in Brisbane around 27. So exciting times to be a Warriors fan. Exciting times at the back end of this year. And look, I'm looking forward to the finals. I really can't wait, and boy, it's a time where you get excited as a fan. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on this game in the comments down below. Who was your standout player? Who was your man of the match? What are your general thoughts on how we would go over the next couple of weeks, or how we're going to go in the finals? Do you think this team can go far? Where do you think this team needs to improve moving forward? And yeah, share it down in the comments, guys. I want to hear your opinions and thoughts. And make sure you, if you are a new viewer to this channel, you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button down below. And also don't forget to like this video as well. But thanks everyone for watching. And I will see you all in the next one. Cheers, everyone.